7:01 on this Friday morning. Thank you for joining us here on Up with KREM. I'm Channing Curtis, and we begin with breaking news as a large fire broke out in Chewelah early this morning at a historic hardware store there. So our Brandon T. Jones is joining us live from the scene. Brandon, you have been out there for several hours now as firefighters really try and get this fire under control. What can you tell us?
Yeah, exactly, Channing. And actually not too long ago, about 5 minutes or so, I just spoke with one of the firefighters who's been on scene all morning long. He told me they do have it contained at this point, but they'll be out here for the next 2 hours or so, just continuing to douse this building right behind me with water to make sure it doesn't spark up anymore, make sure all those hot spots are completely washed away and that they continue to scrub up this situation. I'm gonna go ahead and step out of the way, and actually we have some video too from earlier this morning and from some nearby residents who watched everything unfold. But what we know about the situation is that this is a historic hardware building here in Chewelah. It's the only hardware store in Chewelah, and it's over 100 years old, likely a lot older than that as well. But you can just see the passion on everyone's face out here because this is a community staple. Now they're going to have to travel to places like Hallville to get whatever necessary tools they need for whatever project they may be taking part of. The alarm went off just before midnight, and they've been out here for several hours, about 7 or so hours now at this point. 12 different units, 12 different trucks responded just to this particular fire right here. The flames were out of control. They've been working for a long period just to make sure they can finally douse everything. And every single firefighter that has been on scene, for the most part, they're a volunteer. They are able to call in a little bit of other help, more units to try to help with that response, but their firefighters are volunteers here in Chewelah, so they've been working for a long time. And they told me as well that the owner of this particular building is a volunteer firefighter as well, so he's been out here working to save, well, really to put out the flames for a building that's near and dear to him as well. But like I said, they're going to be out here for a few more hours. We're going to continue to work on getting any updates. They don't believe there was any injuries associated with the fire, and once they're finally able to kind of declare the building safe to go inside, that's when the investigation will begin, and that's when they're going to be able to try to figure out what caused the initial flames. But as I mentioned, we're going to continue to get updates. Once we get those, we'll bring them to you on all platforms. For now, reporting live in Chewelah, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
To look at weather on this Friday morning, where changes are currently taking place. A cold front has already passed through Spokane and is starting to move through North Idaho right now. That actually produced a little bit of light rain or just some sprinkles in the last several hours here. But while the rain quickly moves out, we'll get some cooler air, some better air quality, but some stronger winds for today. All from this one small weather system. You see that cold front already moving through the Silver Valley and portions near Lewiston as of right now, and a little bit of rain associated with that. But on the backside, stronger winds. Wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour will increase fire danger for today, so we do remain under red flag warnings through the day today because of those dry and windy conditions. But our high temperatures nowhere close to the triple digits for today.
Well, get ready, everyone, because today the KREM Cares Tools to Schools will provide hundreds of kids from our region with the supplies they need to start off the school year strong. And this morning, our Tim Pham is joining us live from Office Depot, not only letting you know how you can still help out and where the supplies will be handed out later today, but also checking out some of these really cool school supplies. Tim, are you a colored pencils or a crayons person? It's a very important question.
I love color pencils, I do. I love sharpening pencils for no reason. You know, like in the electronic sharpener, I used to do that all the time just for fun. But Channing, I found your next pencil pouch. Look at it, it's so cute. It's like a unicorn. I got one just for you, and Thomas,
I need that.
I got a cat one for you. Look at it. It's so cute. It's like a zebra cat. Well, hey, there's so much great school supplies here that are, you know, not just fun. They have a purpose, right? That's what this is all about. Tools to Schools is going on right now. And today is our big giveaway, and we need your help. it's not just about the actual supplies itself, it's about what the supplies represent for the students, because it is that pride, that's that smile. There's something about getting something new that is yours to keep, and that's the kind of the pride we want to give students, and that joy. And so if you have a school-age children, we want to let you know about how you can get some of the supplies and backpacks if you need it. They're being given away today at the MLK Center, and it is happening from 3 p.m. until 6, or as long as supplies last. We have a very limited supply, but we are expecting them to go quickly, so make sure you get there early. If you don't know, the MLK Center is at 500 South Stone Street in Spokane. Parking is kind of tight there, very limited, so maybe consider taking public transit or using a carpool system with a friend. And then if you're watching this morning, if you or your business wants to be extra generous today and make a donation, you still have time. In fact, Office Depot, they are our year-round partners. They collect donations year-round for tools to schools. So you can visit any Office Depot like the one we're at here in downtown Spokane. All you need to do is go up to the register and you can make a donation right there. You can also text the word schools to the number 509-448-2000 and we will send a donation link right to your phone. But new this year, we're actually partnering with another great organization, Project Beauty Share, to help kids get the necessary hygiene products that they need. You can donate things like new bottles of shampoo, feminine hygiene products, and so much more, because we need to make sure those basic needs are met as well. Their address, I want to read it off for you. It is 2718 East Sprague Avenue. That's where those donations need to be taken. So coming up in just a little bit here in this half hour of Up with KREM, we're going to be talking with the store manager of Office Depot about some of their efforts and why they do this. The employees are starting to get here this morning as the store opens up, and we're excited to talk to them about how you can help make a difference in our community. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thank you very much for that, Tim. And weather-wise today, not as hot as the first, 4 days of this week. Last 4 days, it was 98 to 102 degrees, and we had 2 days at tying or breaking record temperatures. But today, finally easing off on that high heat. High temperature of 89 in Spokane, still a few low 90s in central Washington. And we also get a break from the smoky skies, at least for a day, and that's the cold front clearing out that smoke. But because these fires are burning so aggressively in Washington and British Columbia, that smoke returns pretty quickly, especially by about 7 or 8 o'clock tonight. Smoke is already moving back in from the north, and by Saturday, well, it's just going to be smoky all over again. So keep that in mind with your weekend plans, but it will not be nearly as hot as it was just previously.